Hey guys, Zen here, and today we're going to be recapping the Little Legends League, the first one of its kind, the tournament that happened last night, all the types of decks that went into this tournament, the top 8 decks, also what did I bring and where did I place, and pretty much just talk about what a tournament would look like if there are no EX Pokemon allowed in Pokemon Pocket. And honestly, it was kind of spicy for the most part. And we did have a pretty good sample size of 64 players. With that real quick, a lot of you might be wondering, where are your game matches? I had a bunch of technical difficulties. I made it to top 16. I got knocked out round 3, unfortunately. But the first 2 rounds, I could not record. For whatever reason, I had to play the games on my phone. I couldn't play it on my iPad. I have no idea why. But I got it fixed today. Today, we're all good. We're back in business, baby. And with that, let's hop into this pie chart. Let me hide the camera so you guys can see. It looks like the #1 represented deck type is obviously Blaine. Let's be honest. I mean, Blaine, Ninetales, Rapidash is pretty strong even into EX format. So a non-EX format, absolutely. And because of that, because a lot of people made that meta decision that like, oh yeah, a lot of people are going to be bringing Blaine, Misty was the second highest. So a lot of water type to counter that Blaine. Then we actually have Dragonite, and here's where I feel like it's kind of a miss, to be honest, because I feel like Dragonite, where it shines, is having all like your EX Pokemon, your opponent's EX Pokemon, and knocking out one of those with Dragonite's attack, and easily giving you 2 points. But where there's no EX Pokemon and all the Pokemon only cost 1 point, I feel like it's not that great. It could be me, right? It just could be me. And then we have the Fighting Box. On this side, we have Arbok, Alakazam, Melmetal, that's what your boy brought. And then we have Greninja, Machamp, Lightning without the Lieutenant Surge. That's weird. Honestly, I thought we'd see more of that. We have Weezing, Gardevoir, and a bunch of others. But yeah, no, so that's pretty much it. Blaine dominated. Blaine dominated. But now let's check out the actual top 8 decks here. So the way it works is like these are the top 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess Hat is the final 8. And then your boy right here is Zatumi KO. You guys remember when the channel was called KO as well? That's my limitless tag right here. But I'll show you guys what I played real quick. We'll open this up. Here it is. 2 Coughings, 2 Weezings, a Melton, a Melmetal, a Meowth, and a Snorlax. This thing dominated. This is like a super stall. It was so good. And honestly, I'm not gonna say like my third match. So my first match was into a Hitmonchan, a Drowsy, and a Dugtrio, I believe. And it was just a stall, right? But we were able to get 2-0 for that one, and then we went to the second one, and it was all flippy coins. It was Kingler, it was Drowsy, and it was Lickitung, right? That took forever. It was kind of scary. Did they win a match? I think they might have. I think it might have been 1-1-1, or it might have been 2-0. I'm not entirely sure. And then the third match, right? So this is all stall format. We go into Turbo Aggro Blaine. And on top of that, like, I'm not saying like I would have won any other way, but it felt like I bricked both games back to back while my opponent god openers. So like I mean, I guess I would have needed them to like brick as well, but even if they bricked, I think the Ninetales package might have been a bit too strong for this deck to overcome. Even though I tested against Ninetales and Blaine, it is what it is. But yeah, so that's where I am. I'm right over here. I think this is the 13 out of 16, if you will. We got knocked out third round, like I said. But now let's move on to the top 8. Starting with Hat here, who also ran a Blaine package, but they all have the Farfetch'd over the Magmar. They have 1 Sabrina, which I think is good. I don't know about the 2 Giovannis, because like you can't use them both. I guess you could deal 100 damage with Ninetales with Giovanni, and then save the Blaine for 120 when you need it. You have a single X speed, Pokeball. Honestly, pretty solid deck list. And that was the 8th spot. Let's go to 7th. Actually, it isn't technically like 7th or anything, because it wasn't Swiss. It was just by round, single elimination. But yeah, with that, next up is Spore Venom. I think they go by God Pack in-game. They also are running a Blaine package. We're probably just going to see Blaine in the top 8. So right now, Blaine is looking pretty represented here, with the red card is the only difference really. and they're only running Ponyta, Rapidash, and the Ninetales line. Next up is Rego. This is who I lost to round 3, and it's another Blade. Oh my god, dude. We're literally just gonna see Blades on Blades. Fun format, but like this is what's gonna happen when you have such a strong super aggro type deck list. Then we have King Yeezus, which listen, this insane. I'm pretty sure I read in the Discord server that this actually outstalled a Dragonite team and won. So like, kudos to you. I could be making that up, I don't know. 2 red cards, 2 Pokeballs, 2 X-Speeds, 2 Potions, 2 Professor Research, 2 Sabrinas, 2 Giovannis, 1 Vulpix, and 1 Kangaskhan. And then of course the double lines of the Diglett and Duck trio. This one's this is something. This is this is a deck right here. That is absolutely, and this got 5th place. Now we're gonna look at top 4. Things are getting pretty spicy here. I'm not mad at this. We're finally getting some other representation. This is probably going really good into a fight. Oh, dude, yeah, no, this would have been the play because I'm a huge fan of the water aggro Golduck. If you go second by your second turn, you can go Golduck and just deal 70 or even 90 if it's super effective onto a Ninetales. And then we have the Greninja line. We have a single Staryu package. We have 2 Misties, 1 Sabrina, 2 Professor Research, 2 Pokeballs, and 1 Potion. This is pretty good. And who ran this? Gadget Bug. Kudos to you. All right, 3rd place. Actually, I think this might be 2nd. I don't know why it's written like this. I don't know. We're just gonna say top 4, okay? We'll open this up, and they ran the fighting package with Primeape, surprisingly, where if Primeape takes a little bit of damage, they're dealing 100 right back. So as long as they have damage on, like if Mankey has damage on, you could evolve into your Primeape and deal 100, or if you use Giovanni, that's 110. That's pretty good. We also have Sandshrew, Sandslash, a single Hitmonlee. The thing is, like, your opponent's deck list was open to you when you started the match. When you went up against them, you could see what they were running. So for example, my first match into Hitmonlee, I just didn't put anything on bench. I didn't put anything on bench until I had my like Melt Metal in hand, so that way I can evolve Melton instantly from my bench and I didn't have to worry anything, right? So I would put like Snorlax or, you know, Coughing Wheezing in the front, and I'd just wait until I collected all my cards, and then I'm like, all right, so I could play them, they can take 30 that turn, and then the following turn I just evolve. I have my ability that reduces the damage. I'm only taking 10. I have potions. I'm fine. So that's how I combated Hitmonlee, especially in the first round. But this deck apparently did really well. Top 4 for sure. Next up is GQQQ, and they're also running a fighting type. I really like the fact that we have 2 fighting types, a single water type in top 4. This one ran the Machamp package. A couple of the, you know, viewers here on the channel actually recommended doing Machamp, but I just felt like 3 energies, as someone who played Melmetal for 4, I felt like 3 energies just took too long for 100 damage, but I don't know, man. Maybe you guys were right. 150 HP does sound pretty solid. Then we have Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, 2 Sabrinas, 2 Giovannis, 2 Professor Researchers, 2 Pokeballs, a red card, and a potion. And then finally, can you guys guess? Can you guys guess who got 1st place? It's Drake. I think they got 2nd place in the 128 tournament this last weekend, and now they got 1st place with Blaine. I mean, this is a staple. This is pretty solid. They have 1 Giovanni, 1 red card, and everything else is just perfect. You have your Ninetales and you have your Rapidash, and that's what you're going for. But there you guys have it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. This is kind of a fun format, right? Where you can't play any EX Pokemon. I think it's pretty interesting. It forces you to deck build and see how well you can do. Unfortunately, looks like I'm in top 16 prison. But it's not bad. I'm having fun anyway. It was definitely a fun game, and going into the Blaine matchup is pretty tough. I should have probably prepared a little bit better than trying to outstall a super turbo aggro deck that was sure to dominate. But anyway, question of the day, or question for the video, this tournament was build decks without EX Pokemon. EX Pokemon are banned. What kind of other ideas do you think they can do for future tournaments to, you know, spice up deck building and make things fun? Maybe something like you have to use dual energy, maybe something like you could only have 1 supporter card. I don't know. You guys tell me. Let me know your ideas in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.